Hello people, welcome to Code Framer. In this video, we are going to talk about how a Python code executes. This topic is very important for beginners. So pay complete attention till the end, and follow along with me. Keep supporting our channel by hitting the like button. Your support and encouragement matters a lot. Also subscribe to us for more videos. Enjoy learning and let us begin. Before getting into the Python code execution part, we must first understand a few concepts about programming language in general. Programming language is like an interface between the human and the machine, using which we can write instructions to perform different operations or tasks. The only language which a machine or CPU understands is the binary code. It usually looks something like this. Do you think we could write our code in this language? Not a good idea. As humans cannot write instructions in this format, we need a translator who can understand our language, or human-readable language, and transform our instructions into machine-readable code. You can visualize all the programming languages you have heard of, like Python, Java, JavaScript, PHP etc., as these translators. Now just because we have all these programming languages or translators, does not mean that we can say anything and make our machine go crazy. Hence, we wanted our translator to not only just convert the language into machine-readable code, but also display our mistakes while communicating with the machine. If the code does not have any errors, then the translator executes all our instructions into the machine, and then displays us the output in human-readable format. And that is why writing a programming language is not a cakewalk, even for the most experienced programmers. How does a programming language usually execute the code in general? Programming language translates a source code into machine-readable code, with a process called compiling. The compiling process determines whether a language is low-level or high-level. A low-level language converts the source code directly into machine-readable binary codes. Hence, usually a code written in low-level language can be executed only in the machine where it was earlier compiled. These are also called platform-dependent language. For example, assembly language. On the other side, a high-level language compiles the source code into an intermediate code, and then the interpreter will convert the intermediate code to machine-readable code. The interpreter runs on a language-specific virtual machine. For example, Python has PVM, which stands for Python Virtual Machine, and Java has JVM, which stands for Java Virtual Machine. Executing the compiled code in a virtual machine, using an interpreter, makes a language platform independent. Because the source code is not directly converted into a machine-readable code. Instead, it is first converted into an intermediate code, and then using an interpreter, it is converted to machine-readable code. Now you may have a question, why is Python called an interpreted language in many books and articles? The answer is simply because it involves the process of interpretation in its execution flow. But in reality, Python is both compiled and interpreted language. Now let us get into the Python code execution part, and see how it happens. Python code execution can be visualized in two steps. Compiling of source code into bytecode using a compiler. Interpret the bytecode in a Python virtual machine. Let us first talk about Python compilers. There are different versions of compilers that Python has, for example, CPython, PyPy, Jython, and IronPython. These are Python compiler implementations with different languages, for example, CPython compiler is written in C language, PyPy with Python, Jython with Java, and IronPython with .NET. Let us take an example of CPython. The CPython compiler converts the source code, which is written in a .py file, into a format called bytecodes. These bytecodes are just a platform-independent and low-level representation of your source code. These compiled files are stored in .pyc files, and are also known as cached files. This process is completely hidden from the developer, due to which a misconception is created, that Python is only an interpreted language. Since the source code is compiled to a bytecode, Python is compiled language as well. The compiling process contains the following steps. Initialization with main and py_main function. Parse tree and abstract syntax tree generation. In this step, each Python expression is converted into tokens, and the tokens are parsed to abstract syntax tree. For example, the abstract syntax tree for an expression 400 plus 300 will look something like this. Same structure will be created for each and every Python statement by the compiler. Next step is bytecode generation and optimization. Usually the execution of a complete abstract syntax tree takes a long time, and also includes a lot of redundant information, which makes it inefficient to directly execute. Hence, the compiler converts it to a bytecode. Next step is code object optimization and execution. A code object is a compiler internal representation of a piece of runnable Python code, such as a function, a module, a class body, or a generator expression. So basically, code objects are the final representation of the source code after compiling, which resides in .pyc file. Now this code object or the bytecode is loaded into the Python runtime, and interpreted by a Python virtual machine. The Python virtual machine is like a virtual CPU, which runs over your main operating system CPU. It comes with the Python main software package itself, which you install in your system. The Python interpreter or Python virtual machine is a piece of code that basically reads each and every instruction in the bytecode, looks for errors, executes all the operations as per the instructions, and converts the bytecode into machine-readable binary code. Let us dig a little deeper into the Python virtual machine, to see how it executes the bytecode. CPython uses a stack-based virtual machine, which works with stack data structures. In this you can push an item at the top of the data structure, and also pop an item off the top. CPython stack can be classified into three types. They are call stack, evaluation stack, and block stack. In the call stack, for each active function call, the bottom of the stack becomes the default entry point of the program. For every function call, a new frame is pushed onto the call stack, and every time a function call returns, its frame is popped off from the top. In this example, the interpreter will create a stack frame for the first function call, which internally calls function B. This will push a new frame into the stack at the top. Then function B internally calls function C, this will again push another frame into the stack at the top. The function C will execute its code, and once it is completed, its frame will be popped off from the top. Now, the interpreter will move to next frame in the stack, function B will complete execution, and then its frame will be popped off from the stack, and finally function A will be popped off after its execution. This is how a stack-based interpreter works on a high level. Next is the evaluation stack. Each frame in the stack has an evaluation stack, which basically executes the Python functions or code. Execution of the Python code consists of pushing the frame into the stack, manipulating, and then popping off the frame. Each frame also contains a block stack, where the interpreter identifies a block of code. For example, for loop, if-else statement, try and except statements, with statements, etc. Using this stack-based approach, the Python virtual machine runs through the bytecode, line by line, and converts to machine-readable code, for further processing by the CPU. This is how a Python virtual machine processes the bytecode. To optimize the compiled code execution and improve performance, Python keeps the compiled.pyc files locally, inside a PyCached subdirectory, so that next time when the Python code is executed, the interpreter will directly run the bytecodes in the Python virtual machine. This significantly improves Python's performance and speed, as compiling of the code happens only during the first time execution. This is to avoid compiling the source code every time a Python code is executed, and thus improving the performance. To summarize, the source code written in .py file is converted into bytecode by the compiler. Then the bytecode is interpreted in a Python virtual machine, to convert it into machine-readable binary code. This is how a Python code is executed. Understanding of this concept will lay a good foundation to proceed further into the tutorial. Next video will be on Python installation steps, and creation of a virtual environment. I hope this video was helpful. If you liked this video, then hit the like button and subscribe to our channel. Enjoy learning. See you soon.